Yo, what is up guys, welcome to a new video and welcome to a new series of videos. Today I'm gonna start with something new, something different. I'm gonna interview my producer friends and I'm gonna ask them how they start with ideas, how they make their music, their genres, how they release music on Revealed, NCS, Hexagon and other big labels. And this first chapter is gonna be quite special because I'm gonna ask a deaf producer, a producer that basically cannot hear, how he makes music. This producer is my friend Hypnotune and he makes really awesome music. And well, if he's deaf, he basically cannot hear and he makes music, what's your excuse? And don't forget to put in the comments what other producers you want to see in this kind of videos, and of course subscribe so this way you don't miss those videos when I make them. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm really excited for this video to show you how I make music despite my handicap. So yeah, it's amazing.
So well, just to make it really quick, who are you? You know, who is Hypnotune and who is Peter?
My name's Peter Rijpkema. I'm born in the Netherlands. I'm 20, almost 22 in next week, Thursday, I'm 22.
Why you started making music?
I did start music when I was 12 to 3 years after my surgery at my ears. When I heard Armin Buur for the first time, I thought, wow, this is insane. I want to do this. So I thought, yes, okay, let's go. FL Studio, and my beats were insanely bad. Like every producer does kicks, clap, and I thought, oh yes, I have new music. And then I started enroll in the scene. I met a lot of people.
Yeah, networking.
People helping me with music and feedbacking like, no, this is not good. It's too much space or too much mids or too much, especially highs for me. It's hard to hear, let's say.
What's your problem with your hearing? Because you have like a hearing disease. What's exactly the problem and how it happened?
Good question. It happened when I was 3 months old. I became deaf because of meningitis like a bacteria, and then it went into my ears. They ate everything. That's why my disease is degenerative. It means it's going to be less and less and less.
So you're hearing, every time you're hearing less?
Yes. 1 month ago I had ear infection that my ears were totally gone.
But you're hearing again?
Yes. So I can't basically not hear anything except voice, music, but very filtered, as you have shown in your last video.
If you don't know it, I made a video about ear protection and I used an example of one of his songs, how he hears the music, and I recommend to watch that video and have ear protection. So well, I guess the people would like to know basically how you start your ideas. If you start for the melody, if you start just with drums, or...
I start my ideas often with melodies because for me, my style, the melodies most important, but with house is mostly searching for beats and trying to find a groove which makes you going on.
What genre is the genre that you mainly produce?
So I produce these songs with Hypnotune, Virtual Room. I also do clubhouse, temp house, that's what I do more now. I have also track coming up in that style, and it's like my bootleg Therefore I Am, so that kind of groove clubhouse stamp. And also I have some collabs with the ranks. I have also my own label, Virtual House. It's called Virtual Room, and Virtual Room is hybrid between Big Room and Virtual Room. And I also have another alias, Pete Robinson, where I release mostly house tracks, underground tracks, more boom 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 tracks.
So well, I guess it's time to start opening the project and let's see how basically deaf producer can make music.
So I'm showing you a project from Ariana Grande Positions.
Okay, but if you don't really hear what you're making because you don't hear exactly how the sounds are, how do you really know what sound you should choose? if this sound is good, if this sound is not good, if this sound fits in the song or not?
I have a co-producer who's helping me with the mix down and manipulating sounds. He explains to me and mainly the theory. I'm trying to adjust a theory, the bass lines. Like, okay, you have a bass line melody is like this, the grooves like this.
Yes, you know more or less the things.
Yes, there's some more theory you are adjusting, and most difficult part is for me in music, making music, is making the melodies.
Because you don't hear it or just because of you?
I can't hear or the melody is flowing.
Yeah, so you always have like a co-producer or friend that is helping you, because obviously you cannot really hear everything.
Yes.
But of course, you know that you need to cut the low cut on a lead, or you need to high cut maybe the sub bass or things like that. But do you try to do at least a kind of first mix down before sending it to your co-producer?
I could make easy mix down for each, like bass line and kick and claps and some drums. So simple that I could do by myself. So the mix down is a bit better, it's extra layers on leads and a new vocal, more melodic aspect, and that is what my co-producer has done.
But do you maybe use some plugins like span or volume plugins to know if maybe something is too loud or not?
It's just on feelings. You try and trial error.
This is how I do my volume balancing. So I'm trying to find the balance that I am looking for, because I can't hear anything, but I can decide what I want to sound like.
How do you layer your leads?
I have packs from my friends or packs from 7, 8, 9, 10, like loopers, swag, noise controllers. I use also hardstyle sounds in my pop tracks because they have a lot of energy.
Yeah, and this way sounds more unique.
I've been producing for like 10 years now, so after 10 years you know which sounds are fitting to each other.
This is how I process my leads. It's a simple bass plug from GarageBand, and then I added a lo-fi. And then I added a tag. And then I added web filter with a lot of processing. And then of course the reverb and the compressor. And then in the end the kickstart, and then image stereo for making more 3D.
As you said, you produce all the different genres, and I know that you produce one genre that is Future Room that have really aggressive and powerful bass lines. So can you show how you maybe layer and create those bass lines?
Let's first hear the sub bass, and then we have a mid bass, and the part Future Room is trying to be so aggressive as possible, what I always add in, at least in my tracks. The sub bass sounds like this. And then this one my favorite preset for sub basses of bass lines. It makes your sub very punchy. And then I have cut off 35 Hz and every dB low is muddy. And then we have kickstart, but I am missing something, so I have added parallel compression. And then we go to the mid bass. Mid bass is again lows are pushed, and then I cut around 200, kickstart and clear again, and this is the part what makes the bass line very aggressive, and that is the OTT with Satan mid, push in mid, compressor, stereo image, and kickstart, and in the end the clear for more, making more squeeze.
So as you can see, basically what you need is to know what you have, your resources, and try to make music with what you have and with what you know. If you don't really hear the songs or how they sound, how do you know if you are adding enough energy or not to the song? How do you create the energy on a song?
It's something is just intuitive feeling. I went a lot of festivals. You know when something's ready for a festival, so you can add FX, ambience, extra layers of sound, so to create that energy.
I'm gonna show you how I do it with example for this track. So what I have done is adding bassline, some loops. It is for keeping the groove in the track. Also, this is a trap part. And when I disable it, it sounds like this. This is in the trap part. I have this bass line. It's called XS bass. I really recommend to buy it when you're using a lot of aids.
So basically he knows how that when the energy is there in the song, and then if maybe needs some more layers or something like that, that's why his co-producer is gonna help him. So now I'm gonna ask you some random questions, okay? Really quick, you need to reply really quick without thinking a lot. So DJ or produce?
I think I will prefer producing because DJ is much harder for me to match bass like you have.
Yeah, because of your hearing problem. Speakers or headphones?
Headphones.
Your favorite synth?
Serum.
Would you switch to another DAW that is not FL Studio?
Yes, Ableton.
Would you rather only release collabs for the rest of your life or only release solo tracks?
I think collabs because I have a lot more fun to do collabs because you are.
Yeah, you're mixing sounds and so.
And you have fun and socializing. If I would only release solos, it's boring. You're only producing your own music.
And the last question for today, is this the best YouTube channel or not?
Wildcrow. I'm bloody serious because I think he's explained very good what is important, like hair protection. It's not only about music, but he is also explaining the side effects of music industry, and I think it's very good YouTube channel for that to get the information.
Thanks, man. So well, this is it about this interview and how you make your music with your hearing disease. Nothing else, man. Thank you so much for being here today. Hope to see really soon a lot of music from you because I know it's awesome.
Same to you, and keep doing what you're doing with your YouTube channel. You're doing a great job.
So this is it for this video where I wanted to show you that even if you have a hearing problem, you can make music. What's your excuse? So nothing else, guys. Don't forget to put in the comments the next person that you want to see in these videos. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you miss any of these videos or other tutorials. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.